Okay, now that you got through the information in the course announcements and you're ready to really get started into the course, I'm posting a video here for you to kind of overview some of the main important points of the course that I think um, are very important for you to know before diving into the actual course material. So I'm going to take, maybe 15 minutes here and go over some of this important material in the Get Started Here area. Okay. So where you are right now, you're viewing this video here. That's at the top of the page here. So make sure you watch this entire video. All right, so the first thing in the Get Started Here area, what I would recommend to all students is that you read the course syllabus. And the course syllabus is in here in two formats. I have it as a Word document. It's actually a rich text format, so it would open in other Word type programs as well. And I also have it as a PDF as well. Okay, so take some time, read over the syllabus. The course calendar is housed in the syllabus, but if you take a look a little bit down the screen here, I also have the course calendar broken out here as well. So let's take a few minutes and look at this course calendar. This course is, of course, an 8-week class. You'll see here as I scroll down through this, and I'll jump back up to week 1 in a minute, that there are 8 weeks here that are listed down this far left column here. So for every week, you'll see topics that will be covered during the week. So week 1, the topics that will be covered, that's what we're in right now. And then the assessments. Anything in red in here is usually what you're going to have to complete. And I do realize that just after attending a training 2 weeks ago, that this may not be the best practice in terms of the coloring of what's due because some folks are colorblind. So if you do have an issue with that, please just send me an email, and I'll make sure to explain everything out to you to make sure there isn't any confusion regarding assignments that are due. Okay. So make sure you read through this. You can see again, week 1, I have the exact dates listed here, March 7th through the 13th. Every week, the course material will open up on the Monday and it'll close on Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. Okay, that's the way that every week will work for this course. Opens Monday, closes at Sunday, at the end of the day Sunday. Okay, so everything in here must be completed by the close of the end of the day on Sunday. Now there is one exception to that, the discussion boards. Your initial response, I'll post some discussion board questions, scenarios, and I'll ask you to respond to them each week. Actually, I think there are 5 total or 6. I have to look back at the syllabus. There's 5 I'm thinking, but there may be 6. So the weeks that have discussion board, okay, the initial response has to be submitted by Thursday. Okay, and the reason for that is that you have to give the other students time to read the responses and to respond to at least one of them, because that's a requirement for the course, that you have an initial response to what I post, and then you read over the other students' responses to my question or scenario, and then you respond to them. And it's got to be something a little bit more in depth than just a good job, nice work, that kind of thing. It really should be a good response. Should be something that gives some insight into the response that was posted, or it can be some helpful criticism, or it can be some helpful accolades as well. So really, but it's got to be more than just good job. Okay, it's really to help the person that posted see another person's viewpoint on his or her response. Okay, so again, look down through each of these weeks here. You'll be able to see exactly what will be covered, the chapters of the textbook as well. And um, I have down here just a reminder that when the work is due by, just kind of what I went over. So it's always here for you if you forget. Of course, this video will be here as well. You can rewatch this video as many times as you want to or need to. But I'm also going to put cues and clues for you as well in terms of when things are due. Okay, here's the textbook that is required for the course. I will occasionally throughout the weeks make recommendations for some other readings as well. But the required textbook, the one that you really would have a difficult time getting through this course with without, is posted here. So you get a picture of it, and the information is here. The ISBN. If you need to go out and look for the book, um, other than at the bookstore. Not that I'm advocating for that. I of course wouldn't do that, but just, if that would be the case. Okay, so down below here is a little information about communication. I have a video here that you can watch. Just explains a little bit about communication. Okay, I had somebody join me here. If you heard that a minute ago, this is my little friend Savion here. Um, Savion is my pal. He is a little rambunctious sometimes, but he's a great dog. So anyways, as I was saying, I have a video here, just a little fun cartoon video I made using Go Animate that explains it's literally just a minute long or maybe a minute and a half. A little bit about the importance of communication in this class. These are the primary modes of communication here. So email, within Blackboard, there's a message area to the instructor as well, so you can use that. The way that I'll communicate to you is generally by email. I will communicate to you via the message area as well, but that's mostly in response to messages that you send to me in the messages to instructor area. But I will post announcements, Blackboard announcements, and every time I post an announcement in Blackboard, I also email it out to you as well. I do have a phone that I use for teaching. The number is listed here, so you can call me, you can text me. I would just ask though that you use this, only if it's essential and it's necessary. If you're taking a quiz and there's an issue, you're having a technical issue, or if we're doing some group work and you're having some issues with group members and those kind of things, that you would do that. But if you do text me, make sure that you put at the very top or very beginning of the text message, ICT290 and then your name, so I know who it is, and I can respond to you accordingly. Okay. Um, Also, there's a Blackboard forum set up, a student lounge area. This is for you all to communicate with one another. So this is for that student-to-student interaction. So there is student to instructor, student to student, instructor to student. Those are the primary ways, of course, of communicating in this online course. I will, on occasion, have some in-person office hours. I've been a regular adjunct at Mac for a long time, and I do often meet with students on campus as well. So that's an option for you as well. That if we need to, we can meet up in person on campus. I enjoy getting to sit down with students as well. So while this is a fully online course, the benefit to you, I think, is there's a lot of contact with me. And I will tell you that my policy has always been, I try to respond as soon as possible to students. Um, During the week, definitely within 24 hours, I'll respond to you. Over the weekend, it will take longer. Most of the time, it'll take longer. Um, I do like to have fun on the weekends. I do like to step away from the teaching a little bit on the weekends. Spend time with my family and this little wacko dog that's here biting my hand right now. So it will take a little bit longer on the weekends, but I definitely make it a policy to make sure that I respond to students appropriate manner. Okay. All right. So next area, discussion board guidelines. This is kind of what I was going over a little bit. Read over this. I'm not going to go in detail into this one here. Read over it a little bit. It will give you, if you want to really do really well on the discussions, here's what you need to do. If you want to do, average, this is what would be average in this area here. And if you really want to get a poor grade, you can follow this area over here, and you can be certain to get a poor grade in the discussion area. Okay. Next, I'm just giving you some tips for online learning. These are things that are I think are important, especially if you haven't taken many online classes before. I know sometimes students are just thrown into the online learning environment. Being someone, I spent the majority of my doctorate coursework doing it online. I didn't finish it yet. I'm still working on it. But the point is that I really understand the online learning, and I really understand the complexities of it as well. So I'm trying to provide you with as many tools so that you're going to be successful. Like I said, even if you've taken online courses before, you may get something out of this class, I hope, um, that will be helpful in your future studies. Okay. Over here, this is actually a link to an article, U.S. News article. I think it's good. You're going to be doing a lot of group work in this class, so these are some tips on how to survive in group projects, and we will talk more about that a little later on. Okay. Now, speaking of groups, down here we have the group work rubric. Okay, this is what will be used to grade your groups. You know, um, and I know one of the biggest things, one of the biggest complaints that I've had from students about groups, and generally it's a lot of positive feedback. I do collect feedback on that at the end of the class. Um, but you will be graded as a team. Okay? But if you look down here, down the left column, one of the performances standards that you're graded on is individual performance as well. Okay. Now you are going to, as a group, and I'm going to post a video specifically about this group work in the week 1 folder. So I'll get more in detail into how this group process thing is going to work. But you're going to do a significant amount of work in a group um, in this course. So as I said, I'll get into that more later. But I really see this as a way to evaluate the team as a whole, but I'm also looking at individual performance as well. Okay, individual performance you'll see here makes up 20% of the grade. Okay, time management 20%, material, the content 20%, subject knowledge, which is kind of the content, but the deliverables of it as well, um, and the teamwork. Okay, those are the areas that you'll be graded on with all the group work here for this course. Okay, but I think I do have some ideas on this as well that I think could be helpful. I mean, as you know, we live in a very complex world. Where healthcare is evolving. Healthcare, you're collaborating with groups of people from around the world, um, looking at different ways to treat various diseases and things like that. So really this idea of group work is significantly important. Okay. All right, so down here, once you get through all of that, there are student introductions. All you have to do is introduce yourself, click on this link. Once you do that, you can go right to the week 1 folder. Below that, you'll notice that I put some helpful student resources in there. These are primarily websites that I think may be helpful for you in your studies in this course and perhaps some other classes that you have as well. Okay, that's it. I am approaching 15 minutes, my maximum on this recorded video program that I'm using. So I will, as I said, post another video in week 1. For now, you can continue on to the week 1 folder and get started as soon as possible. Looking forward to working with everybody in this course. Take care.